So you've broken up with your wife or girlfriend, but you live together, and now you're wondering, how can you go no contact or re-attract her if you live in the same space? So when your girl has gone to the extent of saying, hey, I don't care if you go out into the dating world, meet your dream girl, marry her, have kids, it really doesn't matter because I'm cutting you loose to do whatever. When she said that, you have to take drastic measures to re-attract her. And the first thing that you're going to do is go no contact. And what this basically means is that if you were living apart, for example, you would cease to contact her first and wait till she comes back around to actually start responding with her and actually re-attract her. But in these cases where you actually live in the same house, you're gonna end up talking to her, right? And you can't just move on a dime. You might be on a lease, or there might be some kind of logistical issue in the way. Maybe it's a recent split and you're looking for the next place to go. So you've got to deal with her in the interim. And so obviously you're going to cross paths in the living room. You're going to have small talk in the hallway. There's going to be all these little different times where you're seeing each other in the house, and you can't just ignore her, run away, or anything like that, because it's going to be seen as weak. So the first thing you need to know is that your overall vibe should be that, hey, my life's a party. I am having a great time. I know that you just split up with me. It sucks. I wish this would have worked out. But you know what? If you're not going to come along for the ride is still going. And for that reason, you're not going to mope around. You're not going to seem sad. You're not going to seem like she's taken away this big thing from your life, even though she has, especially if you have history and stuff like that. Maybe you have kids. It's going to feel like that inside, but you're not going to convey that to the girl. So your overall demeanor should be that everything's fine because you're on the up and up. Your trajectory is going up. You're getting better in the gym, getting better at your job. You expect to meet other women. Everything's great. And should she choose to come back into your life, she'll get to share in that greatness. So because that's the vibe you're putting off, when you run into her in the house, you're going to be engaging in terms of you're going to greet her when you see her. And you're not going to seem overly sad or avoidant of her presence, okay? You'll just be like, hey, what's up? You know, you might even choose to ask her how her day was, but you're not going to linger in the common areas and try to get into conversations with her. You're not going to seek out her attention. You are going to follow your plan for life, and you better establish one if you don't have one already, and let her seek your attention. So when you go with no contact when you're living apart, that's basically what happens. You stop talking to her and you go live out your cool life, and then she wanders back around and she gets curious about what you're up to since she hasn't heard from you. And it's the same principle here. Even though you live together and you can't avoid her presence altogether, she should be the one seeking your attention as opposed to the vice versa. Now, a lot of guys have trouble with this because, you know, they've already driven her away. They've already lost her attraction. They've already made a bunch of wrong moves. They probably even begged her not to break up with him and stuff like that. And so the attraction is really ruined in these cases for a while. And so most guys say, well, I don't have the space to give her space because I've already, you know, if I don't do anything, then nobody's going to do anything. And that's where they're wrong. Because if you simply pull back, you give that girl to chase you. You give her space to chase you over time. So if you're living together with your ex-wife or your ex-girlfriend, just make sure that you're going to the gym every day. Make sure that you're hanging out with friends still. Make sure that you're even dating other people, okay? Live out your life as best you can. Take on a new hobby. Do everything in your power to elevate, okay? And even post about it on social media if you're not running into her in person, per se. And let her see these things happen. Now, if you stop chasing her and you let her chase you, eventually she's going to come back around. And basically what you want to do when she comes back around, or you can tell that she's fishing for your attention, is to let her work just a little bit harder to continue the conversation than the energy that you put in. And basically what's going to happen is it's going to create a chasing dynamic where she's now seeking your attention and you're still engaging with her, but she's trying harder than you are. Now, if the girl's trying harder than you are, then this is true with any single girl that you would just meet for the first time. You can set up a date. You can do this with your ex-girlfriend. You can do this with your ex-wife, even if you're living together. So if all this has made sense to you and you want help getting your partner back, what you can do is click on my profile right here. And there's a link in my profile where you can either book a call with me so that way you can tell me all about your backstory and I can listen to your situation and give you an exact game plan to get your girl back, no matter what your logistics or circumstances are. Or you can apply for one-on-one coaching where I can help you over a period of months get the exact results in your romantic life that you're looking for. Again, just click on my profile here, click on the link in my profile, and I'd love to talk to you then.